Hi guys, welcome to a new video. My name is Yvonne, my channel is Twin Flame Spirit, and today we have a new subject which is 3D and 5D. What about that? So I must say I'm not like a specialist or an expert on that subject, so I'm just gonna share with you what I currently know about it. I also didn't Google, I didn't research it. I just felt, okay, let's share about this. Let's share where I'm at. Let's share how I see this, because it's true that a lot of times people bring these terms in when it is about twin flames. So it's said about 3D and 5D and what's the difference and what is it all about. So I felt it was safe to address that, and it's also safe to talk about something that I'm maybe not fully specialized in. So as you guys go along on your journey, I do too. I keep on learning. I keep on improving my knowledge about things, about spiritual things, about my understanding about the journey, about twin flames. Nothing is set in stone, right? So I felt it was a good thing to dive into that, in order to address it. So 3D, what is 3D? 3D is what we're currently living on this earth, right? It's like a three-dimensional reality we're in. Like, we think we have a physical body, and we live our lives believing in material things, and we deal with ego a lot of times. We have duality, we have hot, cold, we have bad and good, and we have all these things that might confuse us, that makes us a quite of dense reality we live in, right? So it's like a harsh, not dense and harsh. Like, it's not like all the time very loving, it's not high vibrational, right, as we say. So by high vibrational, you mean what is expressed is these dimensions that 5D is higher vibing than 3D. So just to be clear, we live in a 3D world. Let's put it that way. There are people, of course, mediums, psychics, that perceive other dimensions too. Maybe the spiritual realm, they get to talk to dead people, right? Because we're not really dead when we die. It's just our body that dies, that we leave behind, that the soul goes on, keeps on living its best life until it reincarnates, right? That's, I think, a common understanding in the spiritual world, that's how it goes. So there are these people who get to be in touch with, let's say, the dead people, because they perceive that dimension, that further dimension than just 3D, where we think, oh yeah, it's just us, it's our bodies, when we die it's all over, there's no God, there's just us. Like, that is sort of very it's just very basic. Like, our world is sort of basic, right? So 5D, as I said, a lot of times people bring in 5D dimension, like the fifth dimension, right? Fifth dimension is about unconditional love. That's how I understand it. It's about, it's just higher vibing, in the sense of, as you know, love has the highest vibration, right? If you measure it physically, like these graphs, right? Measurements of vibration. Oh my gosh, physicians are probably gonna go, oh my gosh, Yvonne, you don't know what you're talking about. And you're right. I sure don't know, but I'm not all the way sure about things. So, but I still want to throw myself into the cold water, as we say in German, and just broach the subject. So anyways, 5D is where the truth lies of you and your twin being one. You and your twin flame being in a couple already. Like, that doesn't have to be created. It doesn't have to be made, you and your twin as a couple. That is already what you are. That is already what is truth now. On this higher dimension, that is perceivable, that is seeable, that you can perceive it when you vibe on that higher dimension. So I think in German I compared it to a building, and let's say you're on the third floor and you look out the window and you have a certain view on things. You see, I don't know, a mall, and you see a street, and you see a hill, and you see cars going by, and that's a certain view you have. It doesn't mean that you can't, that the horizon and the sea doesn't exist. You just can't see it from there. Once you go up into the 5th floor, you have a whole different view. You see more. And if it might be that from there you do see the sea, you see the sand dunes, you see also the mall and the street and the car and the people walking by, but you see the sand dunes and the sea, and you see the birds on the sky, and all the way behind you see hills, right? So you have a different perspective and you perceive more. And that is actually what is happening with the 3D and 5D. You perceive more, but it doesn't mean that it's not there when you're on the 3rd floor in the 3D. It's there, but you can't see it. So the challenge now in regards of twin flames and your twin flame journey is for you to live and bring in that high vibrational truth of you are already one with your twin. You've already been created as a couple. You've already been created to be together. To bring that down sort of into the 3D world, to live it here and to manifest it here. So how do you manifest it? You manifest it by maintaining that high vibrational vibration. That the thing is, a union is a very high vibrational thing to be in and to have. So in order to have that, you have to like clear out all the BS. You have to clear out all the ego layers you're holding on to, all the patterns, all the wounds. Like you really bring in that light into your soul, into your psyche, that high vibrational love. You bring that in, and with every healing you do, you make your vibration sort of higher, right? Because you become who you truly are, which is love and loving. So you become that high vibrational love being, realizing you're one with your twin flame, and you're asked to maintain that, even though the conditions around you are sort of adversary to you, because they're like 3D BS stuff, you know, like there's ego involved. There's like, oh, you have to make him jealous. Oh, don't you like let him treat you that way. You have to now show him who's the bigger, like who is stronger. All these ego things, those are for 3D, and you're going to be confronted with that, right? It's also people approaching you with that sort of vibration, in the sense of, oh, you know, don't give him that free pass, or don't like accept her back now that she left, you know, you can't accept her back. A lot of ego stuff, as you can hear, and you have to vibe so much higher to be bigger than these things, bigger than these voices that come in through real people into your mind, but also through your own, you know, programming, let's say, through this society, because you grew up in this society. Like you can't undo that, right? So, but that is the challenge, right, for twin flames, to live a truth that is already now truth. Like we don't have to make it truth. It is already true, but truly believe in it and truly vibe on that level and truly heal everything until you vibe on that high level, unconditional love level. And that is what it's all about. Like in German, I think I used the example of, it's like building a card house on a driving Jeep, you know, a Jeep going across the sand dunes, and you're like, okay, I have these cars, let's, you know, let's try to build a card house, you know. And it's sort of a challenge. It's not easy, because the conditions are, as I said, they're not the most favorable for you to live that and to build that house. It would be much easier if you had a quiet room and a steady state table where you could just do your card house. It would be easier. That would be, like in the analogy, that would be the 5D realm, right? Where it would be easy. Okay, it's so obvious. I can do it easily. But to do it on a driving Jeep is like, okay, here we go. You know, I'm gonna try my best, and you're gonna need patience, and you're not really gonna have to concentrate. And yeah, I hope this example helps. So I just quickly wanted to touch upon telepathy too, right? Twin flame telepathy. That's exactly what happens when you are like feeling and vibing in that 5D realm. Like you are feeling, okay, we're one, we're constantly talking with each other, we're never separate. Separation is an illusion. It just seems like we're separate, but we're actually not. Even if both are with this different partners, you are still that oneness that you feel. That's why you cannot see each other for, I don't know, 10 years, 20, 30, 40 years. And when you see each other again, it's like instant. It's like, yes, you know, nothing has changed. We're still one. We still feel like we met up yesterday for the last time. It doesn't feel like all this time elapsed and all this time passed and you have to get to know each other again. It's just like, yeah, instant recognition of the truth of, yes, we're one. We were never separate. Even if we spent our lives separately, which I have a lot of cases going like that, right? When you're like spending your life already like a little bit and then you re-meet your twin flame, whatever it is, then it still feels to these people like not a day has passed. And that is because the truth, you feel the truth of you've never really separated. Same with dreams, right? When you go and have like lucid dreams, vivid dreams of like, this doesn't feel like a dream. It feels more like an event, you know, like if I was actually with my twin just now as I woke up. It feels like tonight what I feel I dreamt, it is as if I lived it. So that's what it can feel when you actually, because it feels like you go into that dimension in your sleep. I mean, all this is still being researched, right? What happens when we sleep? What happens when we dream? Do we leave our bodies, or is it just like the mind going into into a different reality? Are we tapping into a different reality, different truth? What is it really? So I'm not an expert on the field, as I said. Leave me your comments, leave me your corrections down, leave me your inputs if you see things differently. If you feel like, oh, Yvonne, you need to know this one, you need to learn. I'm like, yes, I'm open to learning, share with me, and I'll be happy to take it on, take it in. If it makes sense to me, of course, right? So yeah, I hope that gave you some clarity of how I see things, of how you understand this 3D, 5D comparison that is often made in the twin flame world. Reach out if I can accompany you in that journey of building the card house on a driving Jeep. I'll be happy to assist you. And other than that, much love to you. I talk to you soon, and bye guys, bye.